Have you found from American companies with the expansion of the canal now to be completed by 2014 that there's an increased interest in Panama?
Well, absolutely, and that's another reason why there are a lot of companies in the United States that are very interested in the free trade agreement, because it ensures that that American companies have a level playing field in terms of the competition for contracts for the expansion of the canal. The canal expansion project is an exciting project, and there's a lot of interest on the part of large companies in the United States. The contracts that have been let so far, the U.S. companies have done very well. A U.S. company won the environmental impact study. 2 companies have won contracts for legal services for the canal. The largest portion of the canal expansion project is going to be the design-build contract for the new locks that are going to be a different design than the current locks. And there are 4 companies that have been pre-qualified, and one is a U.S. company, Bechtel. And the other 3 companies are led by European companies, but 2 of them have American partners as part of the consortia.
We understand the stakes are very big. There's a lot of stress on the proposals and the bidding process. Right.
It's the Panama Canal Authority is a superbly run organization. Panamanians can be justly proud of how they've managed the canal since the turnover of the canal in 2000. The contracts that they've let, the processes have been praised by everyone that competes. We've had no American companies that have complained about the contracts or the procedures. They're very transparent. They follow a lot of the rules and regulations that we follow in normal business procedures in the United States. And as a result of that, we can compete very favorably. A U.S. company, for example, CH2M Hill, won a very important contract to be the project manager for the entire expansion of the canal. That's a huge benefit for U.S. companies, in that those CH2M Hill knows American business. They know how to work with the Panama Canal Authority. They've developed very good relations with them. I see that as very favorable to U.S. and U.S. businesses.
With the benefit of hindsight, do you think that this was a major accomplishment of the Carter administration?
I think it was. I really do. When I think about where we are now in terms of U.S.-Panamanian relations, we have enormous popularity. The U.S. has enormous popularity in Panama. I think the latest polls that I've seen give us 80% approval ratings in Panama, which is higher than we have in Peoria, I think, you know. So, and I think part of it is because there's a long history and tradition of friendship and cooperation between the United States and Panama. But the one issue of contention that was always between the United States and Panama was that there was a gash in the middle of the country that wasn't Panamanian territory, and that bothered the Panamanians. And once we turned it over, and the way we turned it over, graciously, I think, thanks to President Carter and his leadership, I think the Panamanians are enormously grateful to us for that, and they see the Panama Canal as being a real engine for their economy and a part of their national identity.
Do you see benefits of the expansion to ports on the eastern seaboard of the United States?
Oh, absolutely.
Particularly Savannah, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Well, about 66% of the traffic that goes through the canal is either going to or from U.S. ports. And most of the increase in demand, market demand for the use of the canal comes from the Far Eastern markets. And those markets, they want to funnel their products through the Panama Canal to go to principally U.S. ports in the Gulf and on the eastern seaboard. With the expansion of the canal, that creates, it takes off some of the stress from the Southern Californian ports in Long Beach and Los Angeles. But it's going to create a bigger demand for those ports in the United States. So we've had conversations, and so has the Panama Canal Authority, with those ports, Gulf ports in particular, to help them get ready for this increased flow of container shipments through the canal destined to their ports. And so they're going to have to be dredging the canals and preparing their ports for the much greater traffic in the future. So, and we've also had some ports in the United States. A Gulf port, for example, has come down to visit us, and they're seeing this as an even greater opportunity for commerce via Panama of fruits and vegetables and so forth. They're looking at developing a transshipment port in the Gulfport area to take those goods from Panama and from throughout Latin America, and then distribute fresh fruits and vegetables and flowers and so forth throughout the center of the United States.